Hey everyone, Dennis K here with Belize Islands Real Estate. I hope all of you are doing well today. Hey, listen, today is Monday, May 23rd, and I just had a great Zoom call with Mike and his wife. They're looking at purchasing lot number 2 or 3 in the Ambergris Woods subdivision. These are friends of Cyle's, who owns a property right across the street. And Cyle also has another friend named Mandy, who is also looking at buying one of these properties. And they're asking for just a little more information with some maps, a little more details about the area before they sign the dotted line. So you know what? This video is for them. But for any of you looking at properties in and around Secret Beach, and you want to know a little bit of the history of the area, I'm just going to try to keep this video as short as possible, but still give you a little bit of an overview of this part of Ambergris Key. All right, so the truth about Secret Beach. What is the truth about Secret Beach? Where did it come from? How did it start? Well, going back to 2003, if you pull up Google Earth and you scale back the timeline to 2002, 2003, and you see this area here where I have outlined in a yellow square. That area is the area now where Secret Beach is located. But if you see, there is absolutely nothing there. And you see San Pedro Town there. I'm pointing at it with a yellow arrow. Well, in 2003, the Belizean government took a large section of Ambergris Key and subdivided it, and it was known as the Ambergris Bay subdivision. And now this subdivision was a local subdivision, which means that all of the lots were originally allocated to local Belizeans, but for the longest time, many local Belizeans had no idea where their property was because these properties were inaccessible. So you can see here by the plot maps, each one was subdivided. They were given a plot number. Now this area has been redesignated as part of the Registered Lands Act. So also all of these parcels that have upgraded their title also have a parcel number. That's why you often refer to, you hear me referring to things such as having a 4-digit parcel number. But going back to 2003, so all of the properties on that west coast that were subdivided in Ambergris Bay, again, allocated to local Belizeans. And for many years, they had no way to access their properties. The only properties that were really accessible were the beachfront properties. As you see here, back in 2002, 2003, all of this land, you see no roads, no development, no homes. Secret Beach is actually in this little area right here. But again, you see nothing was developed. There's no east-west connection road. There is nothing in this part of the island. Then in about 2008, 2009, a developer on the island developed this piece of land called Grand Belizean Estates. And they were able to put in all of the roads in this subdivision. And when they did this, they also put in this road that leads from the East Coast up and over to Grand Belizean Estates. And they had the road extended to dead end right here at what is now known as Secret Beach. All right, so we see some potential for development start to come in the area. Then over the years, because locals now were able to start to access their properties, many of them began to go and look at their properties, like, wow, this is a nice lot, you know. So they decided, many of them, to keep their properties to build on someday, or to give them properties to their children or grandchildren. But some began to sell off their properties in the Ambergris Bay area to use those funds to then build investment properties, rental properties in and around San Pedro Town, where they currently had their current homes, or in other parts of the island. And when they started to sell off these properties, many of them were sold off to Americans, Canadians, Europeans, who started to put some money into the area. So for example, the first home to be built was on this parcel right here. Canadian couple built this. We had a couple from Michigan buy these 2 beachfront lots. That's where the Secret Beach Bar and Grill is, or the Happy Island Bar and Grill is located. And now we see quite a bit more development happening in the area. And the reason why is that people are now able, for the first time, to drive across from San Pedro up the north coast, cut over to Secret Beach, and see just what a beautiful coastline the west side of Ambergris Key really is. Now, in the past, 99.9% of visitors to the island would never even have a reason to go to the west side of Ambergris Caye, let alone spend time there. Now they go to Secret Beach, they spend some time swimming there, you know, having some drinks in the water, playing at the water park. They start to fall in love with this area. And this part of the island is some of the most beautiful swimming waters anywhere on Ambergris Caye. You can see some photos here taken from the private beach club, which is just south of Secret Beach for the Mahogany Bay Village operations. Now, what you find out in Belize especially is that the government often doesn't have the funds to go into an area and to add infrastructure before there's development. So for example, in a developed country like the United States or maybe Australia, some of these areas, the government will come in, provide utilities, provide roads, things like that, in order to open up an area. In Belize, that doesn't happen. Oftentimes when a road comes into a certain area or utilities come in, it's funded by a developer or maybe the property owners of a certain area. So for that, when you're looking at a certain type of property, you really got to look at, does it have road access now? If it doesn't have road access, what is the potential for there being road access in the future? And how far away would that road be from where there is currently development, right? So kind of look at those things, because especially in this area and other parts of the island, roads grow organically, right? So they're not like put in all at one time. Also, something good to know is that this entire area right now at Secret Beach, including all the subdivisions of Grand Belizean Estates, Palmyra Woods, Ambergris Woods, Secret Beach, Grand Mayan, West Caye, all of these are off grid. So your electric will be by solar, which works very well in Ambergris Caye, a backup generator. Your water will be by rainwater catchment, your sewer, self-contained septic system approved by the San Pedro Sound Council, and also for a larger amount of water usage, you can go with a well and run it through an RO system. So the properties that Mike and Mandy are looking at, let me just pull up, let me just talk a little bit more about the Secret Beach current development. So here's a list of the current businesses. Actually, there's quite a bit more. I just haven't updated the slide recently, but there's quite a few businesses in and around Secret Beach that are open, that are thriving right now, doing a tremendous business. You have Marubas, you have Pirates, you have Secret Beach Paradise, you have Blue Bayou, you have this beautiful property, which is now complete, Casanova Cabanas. You have a beautiful Airbnb that a client of ours built, beautiful 2-story Airbnb that's finished. You can go on Airbnb and rent this out by the week. Beautiful property with its own private pool. And I'm showing you guys these things to see that just because an area is off grid doesn't mean that it is somehow stalling the development. People are moving ahead, building beautiful homes. You see this even has electricity. These are full modern homes. You can go with something like this, or you can build something very simple, like go with one of the homes that the Mennonites build on the mainland, have that shipped over by barge. There's a couple companies right now that are doing that. I can give you information on that if you're looking for more info. But yeah, so here's an example of, I think this might be a stick-built home, but certainly you can have something like this delivered. Now, also, especially for Mike, Mandy, I'm not sure if you've been to the island before. Mike, I know you haven't been. So in the past, people often asked about properties as far as how close or how far they were away from San Pedro town, because San Pedro was the place where you had to go to get all your business done, to buy groceries, things like that. And so over the past 3 to 5 years, we're seeing a lot more focus happening on the northeast coast. So now there are a lot of resorts up on the northeast side. And with that comes restaurants, cafes, beach bars, tour operators, grocery stores, all of that kind of good stuff. So now, instead of having a home at Secret Beach and going all the way into town, we say all the way, it's about 3 miles across the island and 3.5 down. It's about 6.5, 7 miles by golf cart, which isn't very far to go all the way to San Pedro. But you want to go for basic groceries, restaurants, cafes, beach bars, all that kind of stuff is up and down this East Coast here. Here's a list of some of the larger resorts all up and down this area. So yeah, if you want to go somewhere, let's say you want to go diving, like Mike, you said you want to come down and you want to go diving. Yeah, simply scoot across the island, go to any one of the major resorts. The tour companies will pick you up, take you out diving. Diving's right here. All right. So this applies for all of you property owners who are owning property or buying property in this area. Also, when it comes to medical facilities, a lot of people ask about this. There is a satellite office of the Belize Medical Associates, one of the top hospitals in Belize City. It's an excellent hospital that is located right here in the Grand Caribe family of properties. So you have medical care on the north side of the island. And yeah, just a beautiful place. So Mike and Mandy, on these two lots, lot number 2 and 3, Ambergris Woods, they have fee simple title. You get full ownership. You can build residential or commercial. I know you guys are looking at building homes you guys can use personally, but also to rent it out when you're not there. That's not a problem. You can do that. You can get licensed to the Belize Tourism Board to rent out your place. I think it's in the path of progress at these prices. I think it's a really good deal. And the one good thing about these properties is the road access is already there. So here is the location of the two properties. And here is the location of what we call sort of like downtown San Pedro, where the core of businesses are right now. But of course, that's expanding north and expanding south as we speak. Here is a drone video. This was taken a while ago, so there's a lot more development up and down this coast since this was shot. But this is the property here, and this is a future beach access road that will be put in, at some point. It is 0.29 miles. So from these lots to the beach, it's 0.29 miles. And here is a plot map. So the original plot map, I think they're 60 feet wide by 100 feet deep each lot. Again, lots 2 and 3 priced at 65 each. Just to give you a point of reference, I think this is the one Cyle owns, lot number 37. This is the one that he's closing on right now. So lot 37, and you'll be right across the street from Cyle. All right, so I hope this is helpful. If you have any other questions, let me know. I'll be happy to jump on a Zoom call with you. But in the meantime, looking forward to seeing you guys, and hopefully you guys will be able to get in on this deal. For all of the rest of you who are not interested in these lots, or these, to be honest, these lots are probably going to sell to Mike and Mandy. If you're looking for other properties in and around Secret Beach, if you would send me an email, because it's helpful for me to know sort of what price point you're looking in, and if you need financing or not, because sometimes deals come up and they immediately get sold to our database. So they might not even make it to one of my videos. So if you're in that group of people where you're ready to buy, you have cash in hand, you just haven't seen anything that meets your needs, or if you have seen something, it gets sold out from under you before you can take action, send me an email. I'll put you on a short list. And that way, if anything does come up, I'll be able to let you know right away, and you can have first dibs at it. Sound good? All right. Thanks a lot, guys. Have a great day, and we'll talk to you soon.